What do you think of when you hear the words Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District? Obviously, your first thoughts might center on sewers. After all, that word is part of our name and our primary business, collecting and treating the wastewater generated within St. Louis City and County, and managing and maintaining the stormwater sewer system. But there's a lot more to your Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District than you might have thought. Your Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District is all of these things and much more in our community. MSD performs a variety of jobs, all critically important to the health and safety of the residents we serve and to the protection of one of our most valuable natural resources, water. Water was the reason the St. Louis area was founded, both by Native Americans and European settlers. The confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers and local streams provided a method of transportation to inhabitants and a source of fresh drinking water. But as the area developed, the stress of more and more people living and working here began to take its toll on the rivers. Pollution of smaller creeks feeding into the larger rivers was prevalent as St. Louis boomed with settlers. Residents used the smaller creeks as open sewers running through their community. When epidemics resulting in hundreds of deaths finally were traced to improper sewage and drainage control, citizens took action. The first sewers built in St. Louis, beginning in 1851, basically were designed to enclose local creeks, which were serving as open sewers in the city. Using whatever materials were available, bricks, stone, and even wood, these structures carried both wastewater and stormwater runoff directly to the Mississippi River. These are known as combined sewers. There was no treatment of sewage at this time. In St. Louis County, the problem was different. The rapid development of the county after World War II overloaded sewer systems and the few existing treatment plants operating there. Just like the city years earlier, the county creeks were serving as open sewers because of the sewage spilling out of overloaded pipes. Because of the demand to build more and more housing, some structures were built too close to the creeks. Thus, flooding and erosion problems to homes along these streams became more and more common. Unlike the city, most of the county sewers are separate. There is one sewer to carry wastewater or sewage and another sewer to carry stormwater runoff. MSD did not exist when the first sewers were built, nor when the rapid expansion of St. Louis County began. The district was not formed until 1954, when area residents, worried about their health and safety and upset with the poor coordination between governmental and private agencies supposedly providing sewer and stormwater service, voted to create a special district to handle the collection and treatment of wastewater and to manage stormwater control. Thus was born MSD. The task was monumental. In 1954, only 5% of the wastewater generated in the area was being treated. The Coldwater Creek facility was the first treatment plant built by MSD in 1965. The plant is located off the Missouri River and above the city of St. Louis's water purification facility. It wasn't until MSD built the Limay treatment plant in 1967 that any wastewater generated in the city of St. Louis was treated. Those were followed by the construction of other treatment facilities throughout the district. The district inherited a large system. Under virtually every street and alley lies one or more sewers. In fact, our system is similar to a network of streets and highways. Smaller sewers drain into larger sewers, just like smaller streets intersect with larger roads until the flow of traffic is carried to its destination. MSD is responsible for a sewer system, both wastewater and stormwater, stretching some 8,437 miles. The sewers range in size from 6 inches to 32 feet in diameter. The system grows larger every year due to new development. When MSD was created, Many of the sewers were in disrepair and leaking wastewater into area waters. Then, as now, MSD focuses much of its attention on rehabilitating, rebuilding, and replacing our sewer system because of its age. More than 10% of our sewer system, roughly 835 miles of pipe, is 100 years old or older. It's important to keep the sewers open at all times. That's what our maintenance crews are doing when you see them on the street. Among the jobs they perform is cleaning and inspecting public sewers, repairing breaks in the pipes so that wastewater does not pollute our waters, and properly maintaining equipment so that a breakdown does not send sewage back into your home or business. Most of the time, wastewater flows inside a sewer by gravity. However, when gravity cannot be used, pump stations must be built to force the flow of wastewater through the pipes to a treatment plant. MSD operates and maintains more than 260 pump stations. The process of removing impurities from the wastewater begins at a treatment plant. MSD uses the most advanced technology available to operate its treatment facilities. These plants run 24 hours a day, every day of the year, cleaning an average of 330 million gallons per day of wastewater, with a process that mimics the way nature cleans water. The difference is in the time and space required. What may take a river like the Missouri 200 miles and 5 days to clean itself of some impurities can be done in a treatment plant in a couple of tanks over a 12-hour period. The treatment process is a two-step method. Primary treatment holds wastewater in tanks, enabling solid materials to sink to the bottom and the lighter materials, such as oil and grease, to rise to the top. This material is then removed from the wastewater. About 50% of the contaminants are removed in the primary process. The next step is secondary treatment. In this phase, microorganisms are used to remove the invisible impurities in the wastewater. Air is pumped into the tanks to keep the microorganisms alive so they can do their job of eating the contaminants. Primary and secondary treatment removes between 90 to 95% of all pollutants in wastewater. All MSD treatment facilities provide primary and secondary treatment. After treatment, cleaner water is released into area rivers. Material removed during the treatment process is known as sludge or biosolids. MSD has found that the most cost-effective way to handle biosolids is by incinerating the material and disposing the resulting ash at a landfill. Whenever it rains or snow melts, the runoff ends up either in an area stream, river, or lake, usually by way of stormwater sewers. MSD is responsible for maintaining the stormwater system within its boundaries. This involves cleaning inlets, the openings on the street where runoff drains, to remove debris which can block the flow of water. While stormwater may not be a problem for everyone, it is a management responsibility we all share. By building the home we live in, the streets we travel on, the stores where we shop, or the lots where we park our cars for work, we help contribute to stormwater runoff in our community. Anytime the major rivers rise to flood stage in our area, MSD crews spring into action. District personnel operate the pump stations along the 11-mile flood wall protecting downtown St. Louis from the Mississippi River. Because the combined sewers drain directly into the river, anytime the water level reaches flood stage, gates located inside the sewer must be shut to prevent river water from flooding the sewer system and ultimately downtown St. Louis. When the sewer gates are shut and it rains, the flows in these sewers must be pumped into the river. The same type of system, on a somewhat smaller scale, is in place along the River des Peres, a tributary of the Mississippi River in South St. Louis City and County. Without these systems and the crew members operating them, damages from the Great Mississippi River flood of 1993 and subsequent high water levels would have been much greater. Hopefully, you now understand the basics about MSD. But what about the rest of the district? The other faces you don't always see? There are many other roles MSD plays in our community. For example, did you know MSD engineers must review and approve all sanitary sewer plans, as well as those for control of stormwater, before construction can start on any project? Sewers are one of the first improvements constructed when new subdivisions, shopping centers, or offices are built. MSD wants to ensure that the construction meets acceptable standards and will not cause problems for our customers. Inspectors review the construction work done on private building projects to make sure the developer follows the plans previously submitted and approved by the district. Some people may not realize it, but private development adds miles of sewers to the public sewer system each year. MSD does not build sewers for new developments. Private companies do. MSD does arrange for local contractors to build improvements to our system, the public sewers. We monitor the activities of these contractors to ensure that they are constructing the project according to our standards. Improvements to the sanitary system help prevent wastewater from backing up into homes and businesses. Along creeks, we may install rock or build a new channel to protect against flooding and soil erosion. By contracting this and other work, the district is helping the community keep the dollars collected here in local hands. This in turn generates thousands of construction-related jobs in our community. Roughly 60% of the district's expenditures in any given fiscal year is for contracts awarded to local companies to perform services and build improvements to the sewer system. We have a special watchdog department keeping an eye on industrial and commercial customers who use harmful chemicals or substances in their manufacturing process. Most of these customers comply with requirements to remove harmful materials from their wastewater before it goes into the public sewers. But you always need to be on guard for potential problems. Environmental Compliance Department personnel track down violators of our regulations and require them to change their methods. When there is a spill, you'll find these employees out in force protecting the environment. Funding of all of our activities requires the support and help of our customers. MSD receives funds from a number of sources, but the largest is the revenue from the monthly user charge. This charge is based on usage. The more you use the sewer system, the more you pay. Revenue from property taxes and fees, along with federal, state, and local grants, make up the rest of the budget needed for operation, maintenance, and improvements to the system. The rates charged MSD customers are reasonable in comparison with charges in other comparably sized cities. This graph of 1996 charges and taxes shows MSD is below the national average of most major cities in the United States. And many do not provide the extensive array of services MSD does. Is there a better bargain to be found for a utility in our community? Environmental education is a critical component of the job we do. If a person does not understand the importance of what MSD does, how can they be supportive of our efforts? MSD has an extensive school program, teaching children from kindergarten through high school why protecting water is important and the methods being used in their community to preserve this natural resource. We also make presentations to civic and community groups throughout the area, all in an effort to inform and educate the public about the services they receive. The district also sponsors a program to encourage residents to alter their buying and disposal habits by purchasing recycled items and taking household hazardous waste to proper disposal sites, instead of disposing of it down the sewers or throwing debris in creeks. Twice a year, MSD hosts a hazardous waste and recycling fair, where residents can dispose of their items properly or have them recycled. Our environment is about more than just water. That's why at our Bissell Point wastewater treatment plant in North St. Louis City, we have created a total ecosystem. When the facility's expansion was built, the decision was made to plant native grasses and wildflowers. Not only does this landscaping cut down on maintenance costs, but it recognizes the importance these plants have in helping maintain a balance in nature. To supplement the planting, a wild bird sanctuary has also been established at the plant to attract and protect native birds. Did you notice throughout our presentation that we focused on the people of MSD doing their job? They are our #1 asset. Without a skilled and dedicated workforce, the task would be 10 times more difficult and costly to you, our customers. Our employees are concerned about the environment. They live, work, and raise families here, just like our many customers. And they share a commitment in keeping